Greetings and salutations, I'm Chevalier and I bid you welcome to Illustration and Guide of Bahmanis. So Bahmanis has ways to expand in every corner of the world, in every point of the compass basically, but unfortunately they are kind of screwed simply because of the interweb of alliances into India. By this I mean that Orissa has an alliance, has a vassal in Gujarat. Gujarat has two vassals in Kandalesh in Balagna. So basically Balagna and Kandalesh is somewhere around here. I can't fucking remember that guys. Kandalesh is here, so they have guys there as well. At the same time, Orissa has a vassal in Jaffa, in Vani. And they also have two allies, one in Mysore and one with Andrach. I hope I pronounced this right. Andrach, that's the mention. So you're gonna be really screwed when it comes to alliances. Only a small amount of people will want to ally you. One of them might be Mewar, one of them might be Bengal, one of them might be Jampur if you actually improve some relations with both of them. But usually you'll most likely only have defensive allies for the first part of the game, which means that you're taking your course back from Vijayanagar should be really hard. So first and foremost, you try to focus on taking lands from Gujarat and take your core back, and as well as to some degree make sure that they lose their overall, not alliances, but the overall, how should I call it, the overall power basically. By power I mean that they're gonna have to lose their vassals, because they're quite annoying here in Balagna. They have 5,000 more troops, which is quite annoying. So your first attack should be Gujarat, taking your core back. An alliance with Rewakanta is doable if you want to bring more troops to the table, as well as an alliance with Katihwar if you want to bring more troops to the table. You can actually feed Katihwar these two provinces here, this province here to Rewakata, and then kill the alliances and fabricate claims on Katihwar and attack Katihwar as well. So plenty of options there, but taking your core back from Gujarat of North Konkan should be done. Followed by this is an expansion into Orissa with the help from Bengal. Taking lands from Orissa, I recommend that you take split them between Bengal and yourself, and take all the way to the capital of Cuttack, simply because you might want to attack Bengal in the later part of the game, and having access to the Ganges Delta so that you can fabricate claims on all of these provinces here is really lucrative, and really, not really, it's a step forward, and it's something that you should do. Then you should attack the small guys around here that they usually don't have alliances, and try to annex them. Now I recommend that the most part of the game that you should go for coring stuff and not building them into states, simply because I as a good player, as a high level player, I would actually go for the military idea first, so you can actually have more manpower and stuff. So that means that you're gonna waste a decent chunk of your admin points, so you have to keep that in mind as well. And then this should probably be your first 10 to 15 years, attacking these guys, and the small guys. Once you have a lot more base of attack and more manpower and stuff, and you see cracks into Vijayanagar, by cracks I mean they lose the alliance with Andraha or some alliances with the small guys, attack them and take your course back. At the same time, try to vassalize one of these guys here so you can actually feed them lands from Vijayanagar. Mysore has two cores, and this guy here of Madurai has plenty of cores on Vijayanagar as well, so he can be a good target for vassalization as well. Yeah, this guy is one of the best targets for vassalization. This guy is the best option for vassalization. He has about 5 cores on Vijayanagar, so it's quite golden for you to vassalize them, if at all possible. He has 8 development, and he will not accept an vassalization. It's quite obvious, but it's possible for you to vassalize him if he actually allies one of the small guys and you co-belligerent him. Plenty of tactics that you can use to actually get to him and declare war on him, so you can vassalize him. So taking your course back from Vijayanagar is gonna take you, I would say, another 10 years of options. So in the first 25 years, I would say that you should have all of these lands here, have some lands from Gujarat, some lands from the small guys here, from Kandesh, from Balagna, from Chanda, from Bastar, from Gondwawa, from Androha as well if they lose the lands of Vijayanagar. Have your course back, some lands from Vijayanagar, a vassal in Madurai, the core back from Gujarat, as well as some lands from this side here. So your expansion should be quite fast and loose. Remember that you will have to use mercs to some degree because your manpower is not gonna hold. So having, I would say, have your inf in mercs it's wise. You have your infantry into mercs because you're gonna waste plenty of infantry. You need tons of mid shields, so that you can survive. Now, once you expand into this side, an alliance with Jampur so you can attack Bengal is really important, and your next target should be Bengal, and taking lands from Bengal. At the same time, attacking Sindh, taking lands from Sindh and moving into Balochistan so you can have a border with Timurids so you can actually take Persia is also doable, and it's warranted. Other than this, expansion into Malwa, Mewar and moving north into northern India should be done. At the same time, try to go for the provinces here, which honestly I cannot remember. The provinces that will help you form Hindustan, so that you can actually get the minus 25 core creation cost from having a permanent claim on those lands. So this is doable as well. Although getting all of these provinces here, it's quite hard to pull off basically, and it's gonna be really hard to do. Other than this, this will most likely take you another 50 years. Expansion into Bengal, Balochistan, into the Timurids so that you can actually get a vassal in Persia and moving north. At the same time forming Hindustan as well is going to take you quite a while. So the year is 1520. Let's say 1530 if you're a little bit slow and you have problems. Perhaps the 1520 is the most optimistic let's say situation that you can have. So taking all of the lands here on this side here into Bengal and moving into this side, as well as taking this side here and moving into Timurids. So basically you're gonna have a huge Indian empire that spawns well, quite a lot of provinces. Now next part is moving up north, killing the Timurids and having Persian as a vassal and moving into Arabia. Slowly and slowly moving to Arabia. One recommendation is to have Najd and release Najd as your vassal so that you can actually convert Najd will help you convert lands into Sunni, especially because the lands here are quite cheap to take. With the development should be taken with diplo points without having a claim. That means that should be done if you don't have the Deus Volcibi already. Keep that in mind as well. You should probably have the Deus Volcibi by now. On this side here, move west then south into Malacca so you can actually take more lands from this trade node. Siam, Malacca, so you can actually have a huge power base. By now you should be really blobbing out. Keep in mind that you can actually move into Malacca faster if you have the exploration ideas, which means that you're gonna have to move troops and you'll have to have a decent amount of ships so that you can actually fight Malacca and their allies and Siak and whatever the fuck is here at that point in time. Also fight Majaparjit, etc. And also expansion into this side here. If you have the exploration ideas and move into Zanzibar, Drano, Zambezi, the Great Lakes, as well as have an earlier start into the Gulf of Aden. This can be done faster if you have the Holy War CB and tons of vessels. Many of these provinces here are again not cheap, but decently cheap. I guess some of them are quite big, but most of them are decently small, like 3. So expansion into this case with one vessel is warranted as well. Try to split your points between admin and Diplo. Then expanding into this part here, Cape of Good Hope, then the Ivory Coast, and moving to the New World and hopefully getting a bite of the New World, but usually it shouldn't happen because you won't have that much luck into taking a chunk of the New World. Other than this, there's nothing much more to say. It's India. I mean, like the HRE, it's a very unstable place. Many nations, not that many not that many big countries that will for sure expand. Like Jampur might die, Bengal might die without your help, simply because they'll have a bad luck on the roll. Like most of the nations here have the same amount. Most of the big nations have the same amount of troops, like 15 to 18,000 troops, something along those lines, with 20 to 25,000 troops in force limit. Other than this, some things that you should be careful of is, of course, the Ottomans, Ming, if they haven't died yet, and if Persia gets free really fast. This is a problem. If Persia gets free really fast, you're gonna be screwed. So pray that it doesn't get loose really fast, because you're gonna be stopped from attacking the Timurids and having a reliable vassal into this region here. Other than this, there's not much more to say. The hordes can be an easy place to expand if you want to, because they're usually not allied with anybody, although in this patch Jakarta having Yarkand as a vassal, it's really annoying, and it's really a stopgap into moving into that region, and it's really annoying. There's nothing much to say. The rest usually falls into the part of the late game. If you're really good and really fast, you should expand like a madman. Also depends on your luck. Like if you have a bad roll, if you have bad events, if you have a civil war or unrest from having the wrong religion, it can really hurt you. But keep that in mind as well. I'm Chevalier. Also, no, I'm not Chevalier. Also, keep that in mind that you should not bite more than you can chew, especially with the wrong religion that you have here. Like, do not bite more than you can chew, because you're gonna get hurt. It happened to me in the Ethiopian campaign, where I bit more than I could chew and had problems with rebels. And yeah, I'm Chevalier. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.